Okay, now we're going into history. Combinatorics has a long history, and it wasn't even a science until the mid-1850s before it was its own branch of mathematics, but there was a lot of things that were done with it. One of them was this Indian guy, Shamerha. He wanted to figure out how many different flavors he could get with 6 different spices. And at the very end, he discovered with 6 spices, you could create 63 different recipes for spices, which is 2 to the 6 minus 1. This guy here came up with the formulas we have for permutation and combinations, and that was in 850 AD. And then Pascal's triangle is a very important part of combinatorics, but there's been theses done as far back as the 10th century where it was worked up. In the Renaissance period, Pascal and Fermat, they came up with a whole bunch of stuff as far as probability goes. Like in probability, you got to know how many outcomes you expect or you want and how many are possible. This guy was the first guy to use combinatorial in literature, and he's the guy who came up with a whole bunch of different, knew there's going to be a whole bunch of different fields where it was used. And Euler used it in, he was the first guy to come up with his own school of studying it. In modern history, we just mentioned this guy. He was the first guy to come up with numbered graph theory, where he numbered the different types of graphs. Boyle, who we all know from symbolic logic, he used it in some of his symbolic logic stuff. And in 1901 was the first time a textbook on combinatorics was written. Here's something just for you to read. Basically, it boils down to there hasn't been a unifying theory in combinatorics. It was all invented at different fields, and then it wasn't until 1850 where the people started realizing there's a common field of it, and they still haven't come up with a bunch of common principles for it. And here's where it's used. It's used anytime you want to count, arrange, or order sets or subsets. Probability, set theory, graph theory, number theory, algebra,